Where have you been? Where have I been? All right, let's not go pointing fingers as to who wasn't posting videos. For those of you who don't know, my name is Brett. I am the Hornet King, wasp nest removal expert, and I specialize in removal of all wasp species of yellow jackets, hornets, cicada killers, mud daubers, polistes, etc., etc. And on this channel, I show my removal and extractions of different yellow jacket and hornet colonies from my clients' homes. So I do this professionally. I remove colonies, usually about 11 appointments a day at peak season, and I do that 5 to 7 days a week, depending on how many clients keep calling me throughout the weekend. So in this particular instance, I showed up at my Amish client's house, and the reason why I even tell you it's Amish, guy, is because electricity can prove to be a little bit of a challenge in areas where I'm trying to extract a nest, and that's what happened in this particular removal. He called me. That's right, he called me. They have phones, everybody.
That's how hot am I?
And he asked me to come and remove 5 nests that he knew about. So one was a bald face in a tree, which is an aerial yellow jacket species, not really a hornet. And then 3 nests that were in walls or ceilings, and then one that was in a cubby or an attic space. So when I showed up there, first I was torn around. He saw all the activity flying in and out of his house, and that's how he knew he had a nest, but he didn't know where they were. And I located all of them within about 5 minutes of being at his house. I talked him out of the bald face nest because it was 20 feet up in the air. There was no reason to remove that colony. It wasn't going to pose a threat to anyone. And that's what I do is that when folks call me about specific nests, I advocate for the species and I advocate for the client's wallet. And I say, listen, it's a lot cheaper to let this nest die natural if it's not going to pose you a threat. In a lot of cases, folks just say, I don't care. I want it out anyway. I know it's there. I don't want it on my property or on my house or in my basement or wherever it is. I can't talk them out of that. And when it boils down to it, I'm in business. So I'm like, hey, I'm happy to take your money, but I just figure you should know all the information you can, and you can make the educated decision on whether or not you want that nest removed or not. Well, in this case, this Amish guy, he decided, hey, fine, if it's not going to pose me a threat, I'll save the cash on it and I'll let it die natural, in the wintertime. But the other 4 couldn't talk him out of them because they were in his house and he was seeing yellow jackets everywhere. So I found 2 nests in walls, 1 in a ceiling and 1 in an attic space. And the one in the attic space was like 2 beach balls side by side. It was ginormous. The comb structure was about the size of 3 cheese pizzas stacked on top of each other. It was big. Real big. That one, there was no outlet up there. So, Amish houses have outlets, but some of them get covered over or they actually disconnect the outlets and then it's a dead outlet, or, light fixtures will have dead fixtures on them or whatever. But down in his kitchen, he had 2 active outlets. He had one for his refrigerator and he had one next to his sink. So that's where I plugged in for all the nests down on the first floor. The attic nest, I didn't have a long enough extension to get up into the attic. And I told him, I was like, listen, the only way I could get this one is if I spray it and kill it. And he said, I don't care what you do. I don't care if you vacuum it. I don't care if you spray it, burn the house down, whatever you got to do. Just get it out. I want it taken care of. So he knew that I was going to have to go up there and spray it. Now, that's not something I like to do. I don't like to go into someone's house and spray a nest to kill it. But when you have only 3 options, to let it die natural, like we did with the bald face, remove it, extract it with a vacuum and suck everything up and clean it up clean and dry and nice, or treat it and kill it. Now, I'm kind of morphing 2 and 3 together, so I was treating and killing it while also extracting it. So there's a lot of gray areas with how you can do removals and remediations, and in this case, this was the best option for this situation. He was on board with it. He didn't care. He just wanted it out. I am showing that removal, which I typically don't do. I'm prefacing this whole thing because I typically don't do this. I typically don't show a treatment of a colony. Now, you'll find videos on YouTube and stuff of folks treating nests with God knows what, and then they take them out, which it doesn't make sense to do that in most instances. But in this instance, it made sense to do that. But I'm showing it because it was a fascinating nest, a fascinating colony, and I just wanted to talk about the fact that there isn't always a black and white way of doing things. Sometimes you have to drop back and punt and do something a little different. But I wanted to show it anyway because I wanted to show you guys this colony. It had probably well over 10,000 yellow jackets in it. And again, the girth of that nest was ginormous, and you get to see all of that in the video. So one little side note. So I don't get sponsored by anybody. Nobody pays me to say anything. So I want to preface that. Like, I'm not going to come on here and be like, no, this video is sponsored by so-and-so. You know those content creators who do that. No one could pay me enough to sell you on a product that I don't care about. So you're not going to see that kind of crap on this channel. unless you offer me $2 million, then maybe I might do it. But right now I'm standing on my ethics. So I'm not being told to say this or haven't been paid to say anything or name drop or anything like that. But I have been reached out many times from many different companies to pitch products and things. And one of them was Spectracide. They wanted to be involved in me relocating nests so that way they could test some of their Wasp products on some of my nests. I didn't end up doing it, but I was on the phone with a biochemist and I just said, so what exactly is happening with a yellow jacket or a hornet when you spray it with Wasp and Hornet spray? What is actually happening? Is it like burning them? Is it like super painful and then they're like dying this barbaric death? He said, actually, no, it's a nervous system stimulant. So it's basically like you're giving them a dose of amphetamine and then they're like riding the lightning.
Yeah, Mr. White. Yes, science.
And then dropping dead. And it's like, oh, that's okay. I don't feel quite as, it's like, hey, I'm kind of doing them a favor. Like they're working hard, they're slaving for the queen. And then I come in here and, hey, take a snoot of this. And then they're like, oh my God, this is great. And then they go to heaven, So, I think I'm kind of doing them a favor. Justification.
All right, so we're going into an Amish house to do a removal of yellow jackets. These people are having way too much fun. I'm not having as much fun. So, all right. So, remove the nest from there. There's a nest up there. And then there's a nest up here. So I'm not sure if it's in the soffit or if it's actually in the wall or ceiling. There's another one there. So now I gotta go upstairs and get the massive one out. That thing is just absolutely huge. So they went away for the evening, so we're gonna pull this nest out for them. Up here. This cubby. Put my stuff down. And it is all the way back there. I don't know if you can even see that. But it's massive. So I gotta try to snake my way through all this stuff. So I just push, well, I can't push it back. There's pipes everywhere. The Hornet King's gonna get to it and then get back in this cubby. I'm gonna get the rest of my gear. Where's my gear?
Where's my gear?
And then I'm not even sure what I'm getting. Oh, I gotta get my respirator. Because I'm not breathing in all that insulation. Please. Respirator. People say that's not an Amish house. Then tell me, what is that? Okay. Hornet King would not lie to you. To your face. On purpose. Yes, you would. Back to it. Alright, in here. I don't want to go in the cubby. But we got to. Gotta get the nest out. Here we go. Okay, well, I'm gonna put myself in the cubby. This is me. I gotta go that way. I don't want to. Here we go. Oh my God. Oh, yeah, don't worry about the booby traps. The spider webs. Ugh. All right, so I gotta, oh my God, they're everywhere. I'm gonna pull these totes out of the way. There is no good escape plan. Like, there's no running out of here. I am trapped in this space. Okay. If things go sideways, this video is never getting posted. There's no way to actually vacuum and remove this nest. This has to be sprayed and killed. I can't, there's no electricity up here. This thing is booming. This would be really cool removal, but there's no way I've got to get this all out of here with a vacuum. There's no vacuum up here. There's no electricity. I gotta spray it. All right. There's no way to do this nicely. This is plywood up here, because I have somewhere to sit. Oh, God, I think it's huge. It's a shame to destroy it. Well, I hate to do that, but no way around it. Alright, that's pretty much it. Okay, well, I'm gonna get back out of here. Okay, you're gonna follow the night times. Nope. But it's new. Oh, boy. Boy. I don't relish having to spray them like that, but you tell me in this room where there's an outlet. There you go. That's like, I don't even know, 15 pounds. Okay. Yellow jacket on the window. I keep hearing music. I don't know where it's coming from. But right there. That's where nest number 3 is. In the Amish house. I'm ready to go home. It's Friday. It's quiet. Okay. Well, I'm going to pull this down because I will 100% knock this spider plant off. Oh, find a friend to hang it with. I'll sit it here next to the sewing machine. There we go. Get a spider friend. All right, so it's up there. This is the one that's out here. Yeah, they're entering over there, which is funny because they're traveling in and going down, I guess. All right, so let's cut them out. Let's do it. Okay, so soft spots right here. What I do is I mark out the spot, and then I take my drywall, put it over that, and then I'll trace around the drywall, and that way when I cut that piece out, I can replace it with this piece. Perfect. Wasn't much less of that drywall. Not nearly as big as our last one, but I think one is stainless. Left my nest bucket outside. Oops. So this looks like it goes back a little ways in the wall. Let's see how far back she goes. Oh, only to there. Okay. Whew. Good. I did not feel like being here for hours and hours and hours just doing one of these nests. Alright. Like a Italian sub. Be nice to separate these wires while they're in the wall. You just got to clean. There's that. Okay. Good amount. I'm going to patch this up and then I'll be out of here. Well, I got one more to do over there. I'm not sure where that one is yet. So I'm going to do this one, patch it up, and then I'll be out of here. Okay. We'll bag these up. That's the nest I pulled out over there. 3 over there. Okay, not the most beautiful, but it's in place. That's all you need. That's all you need. It's kind of interesting. This light has no cord, right? Was it DeWalt battery? That's cool. Oop, where's the yellow jacket? Gotta get her. Same situation. I don't know how you turn it on now. So the wires aren't connected. It's connected through. Oh, wait. Right here? I don't know. Maybe the battery died. Yeah, battery's dead. But that's how it turns on. Alright, so I'm done. And everyone is just quiet. Everyone's just dying to see Hornet King derobe. This is like my 11th appointment today. And this guy had 4 nests inside of his house that I had to remove. So, quiet. So I am bushed. I'm ready to go home and not do this. But I got to do it tomorrow. Even though it's Saturday, I got to do it tomorrow too. So just got to do a once over up in here. Make sure everything's good in the hood. They're out for the evening. I had a driver come pick them up. So I got to make sure that I got everything. You coming back to that one. Nobody coming back to the big one. You remember the big one. We were there for it. Okay. Make sure I got everything. I left this light on just to attract anybody, but there's nobody flying around, so that's a good thing. I'm gonna turn this off. Gotta finish wrapping up the vacuum. Of course, get the nests out. Could get my strip. And there's my chick. I don't know what I do with my strip. Dead brood yellow jackets. Get out of there. One more too. Well, it is a beautiful sunset that I didn't get to see. I was too busy removing nests for people. That's what I do, everybody. That's what I do. So I'm on my way home finally. It is 8:03 on a Friday. I've been removing nests since 6 o'clock this morning. Well, I left the house at 5:45. Don't want to do this anymore. You guys have noticed I've been posting too many videos lately. It's because I'm just too swamped doing removals. I haven't had time. I haven't had time to do anything. I haven't had time to even relax. I am 24/7 doing this because when I'm not actually doing removals, I'm scheduling and I'm texting people and I'm answering the same freaking questions over and over and over again. It's the same freaking, oh my God, there goes an axle. It'll be the same questions over and over and over again. It's gonna get dark because we're going under the tunnel. Christiana, it's a beautiful town. This is what we call the subway, even though it's nothing like a subway. Eat fresh.
So just a couple things about Amish houses. So I get asked this all the time because I have several Amish nest removal videos. So this isn't a big Amish video, but they do have electricity. They build their own houses and they wire the houses. So if they weren't using electricity, why would they have wiring?
Wire.
Right? In case they decide to sell and an English person buys the house, it's not like the Amish person then has to wire this house, retroactively. So they wire the house, but they'll cover the outlets or they just won't hook them up or whatever. And then if they do decide to sell, they just hook up the outlets and then everything's functional. In this guy's case, this guy's appointment, when I showed up to his house, he had bought an English house. So his English built back in the 60s or something. And then he went around and covered some outlets, disconnected some light fixtures, and there was 2 or 3 outlets down on the first floor that were actually active that you could plug into and you could get juice. I wasn't going to go around trying to find and wire outlets before using my vacuum. So that's why upstairs I had to just kind of relinquish to just spraying the nest. So he had several light fixtures and stuff, but they were just open boxes on the ceiling. And then he had battery operated lights hanging from it, So yeah, it's really fascinating stuff. So just to cover some of those things, I just thought maybe some folks might find that interesting. All right, so we'll take this nest down and give it to the animals. Hello, Red-Birdies. Hey, birdie. Hello, Red-Birdies. Oh, nice big birdie. Here we go. Good? Are good birdies? Zach doesn't have it. He's got the cat. Nub. I'm her boyfriend after all. When I'm not around for a while, she gets really anxious and paces up and down the fence. Show her a little tension while nest. All right, well, enjoy your nest, birdies. Oh, Rhea-the-Rhea. Oh, Rhea-the-Rhea. Hello, Henny.
Good birdies? Is it good? Alright, well enjoy your nest, birdies.